was so enormous and really angry with you.
He was very cross, yes. His team manager came and pulled him away.
It was much like when we were in America and we wrote some slogans on the car.
Yeah, that went well.
Are there any Americans in here?
Hello! Hi!
Hello, America.
There's a few Brits you've missed. Are you from Alabama? Are you from the South?
Yep.
Who's from the... You from the South? What? Which one? Georgia. Oh, that's slightly further away. We went to Alabama. Did you see this? You probably didn't see this. No, we wrote some things on the car like NASCAR sucks.
Yeah.
Hillary for president. Country and Western music's rubbish.
Man, love rules okay.
Thanks for that.
We did have that one. And the people of Alabama went fairly berserk with us. And again, this Bond, we all got a bit split up. There were quite a big crew, about 30 of us, I guess, but there were more of them. And we all ended up going all over the countryside. And James's Cadillac wouldn't go much more than 50, and my Camaro suddenly discovered an ability to do, I don't know, 95. I could see it. Hello?
It's broken. Oh, yes!
No,
that's brilliant!
No,
You
Jeremy
claim
ran
to
off
have...
and left me.
I
got shot.
You said we all got a bit split up. Jeremy, you suddenly decided you had enough petrol and buggered off very quickly.
Yeah, that's
leaving
how
us
I
to
saw
outdo. Hang on, I'll hand this over to... Oh, you are such a...
Yes. That's cheap, I'll send that out.
LD.
Right, anybody else?
How come you two have decent cars on the challenges and then James buys a load of shit like that?
Good question. I like it.
Yes, why do you buy a load of shit on the challenges?
Like what specifically? Any of his will do.
It's any of...
Like midnight supercars, you had a Ferrari and then...
I had a Maserati.
I had a Ferrari.
And then James turned up with his on the back of the A-Man.
There's Lamborghini.
Yes.
I was just humouring them.
He had a Lamborghini that didn't work. And then
Actually,
we had...
Maserati worked really well with no crankshaft.
No, well, they blew... Actually, you often hear about cars blowing their big ends. But when my Maserati let go, it actually blew the block, I mean, large lumps of it, into his windscreen.
It did.
And then you put it in a hedge. Well done.
Well, because when the Maserati engines go, you have no braking, because it's all part of the same system.
Yeah.
And so you have no brakes at all. And the camera crew in front of me in the Range Rover saw the engine and gone and braked. Well, it was them or the hedge, so I went for the hedge. Anybody else?
Choose your own vehicle or choose for you?
No, we choose our own. I mean, everything on Top Gear is pretty much as you see it. It's not made up, it's not like normal shows, it's all just, it's us three clowning around.
People at the BBC often ask us for outtakes because they do those programmes where they put all the mistakes in.
Talking about what you bought, and with all the advice and guidance you get, why don't you spend so much of your own money in that crap Ford GT?
There you go.
My ability to pick the wrong car is legendary. I bought a Ferrari once with what can only be described as a homosexual interior. It was like a raspberry ripple, it was terrible. And I bought the GTS, which was wobbled and the seatbelt, it was an awful car. I mean, brilliant car, but ruined by my decision. Ford GT never worked, it never completed one journey, it never got, say, to the shop and then back again.
God, I loved that car. For that.
Yes, they enjoyed the fact it
Every
never.
time.
And then I bought a Lamborghini the other day, and I thought, right, well, I won't use the flappy paddle gearbox, because I don't like those. I'll get a manual. I'll be a real man. There is nowhere to put your left foot. So I I always make mistakes. James has made a terrible mistake. He's bought a Fiat Panda. And Richard's mistake, he's got a Morgan, which is made of wood.
Only bits of it.
And there's another great one we discovered the other day. There's this new Morgan coming out. It's called the Aeromax. It's properly ugly.
It's beautiful.
It's me in wood.
You have to look at that in the mirror every morning. It's warped you. That's what's gone on.
Okay, so this is 110,000 quid. They're making 100 of them, and he's thinking, it's a proper man's car. This. It's a man's car. No question about that. It's going to be bought by tweed jackets going down the pub for a pint at best on Sunday. The only other person who's ordered one so far is Paul O'Grady.
Yes, it is. That has come as a slight disappointment.
It is. Paul O'Grady and Richard Hammond. You ought to buy one. That really would ruin it.
Oh, God. Yeah. Sorry. Millions.
James hasn't got a... James doesn't have a wife.
I don't.
But no, nothing. You've got no one.
His cat's got 6 points.
Yes, No, my wife hasn't got any either. I worked out this fantastic lawyer I employed the other day.
You're about to say this out loud as well, mate. I'm just warning you.
No, it's very funny when the police theoretically can have a photograph of you taken from a motorway bridge or one of those things, a photograph of you in a car with a recorded speed, and they still have to say in court not guilty because there's always a technicality. It's always fight the fuckers. I mean bastards. But never. I would always say to everyone, when you get those speeding fines, always fight. Fight like a Kilkenny cat. Don't ever just pay. Otherwise they'll take us over. Anyway, yes, go on. Who's the what, sorry? What, the worst celebrity? What, for rudeness, size of entourage, or driving?
Who got lost?
Terry Wogan. Jonathan Ross got lost.
Yeah.
Pretty hard on a track, but he did. Terry Wogan was biblically awful. Who else? There wasn't a Radio 2 GJ if we had those. There's been some wankers down there. I'll tell you afterwards who they were. And then some very nice guys, actually. Yeah, like some Michael Gambon or whatever. You can sit and talk to Ranulph Fiennes, you can sit and talk to them for hours, but...
Don't forget you haven't done a show.
Yeah, but there we are. So, yeah, the worst driver, I'd say, almost certainly would be Terry Wogan.
It's a service we provide. We're glad to do that.
What is it we do?
Every week, her kids are upstairs watching Top Gear, which gives us some peace. And every week we get to cock about in cars and hand them back when they're all broken. Yeah.
Sir.
What, of the three of us or beyond in the real world? Oh, every bugger we've met.
Everybody. No, Americans, all of Alabama. But no, it was one of the things I was touching on earlier is, as I say, you see Top Gear, everything we ever do goes wrong, which is one of the things we cannot film. You can't come back and say, you're Apache. We've painted it pink.
What do you think?
By mistake. You know, it's just sort of quite tricky, but one of our, I think, proudest boasts is we've never left a film location ever where they've said, oh, you must come back one day, it's been a pleasure having you. I mean, they're always very pleased to welcome us. They go, oh, God, yes, we're so looking forward to you filming in our reservoir. You idiots, you've sunk there's fuel and oil and you've killed all the fish. Or they say, yeah, no, of course you can come and film in Dover Harbour. You idiots, you've crashed into the Sea Cat and everybody's been killed. You know.
They were quite cross about the reservoir. Just because we put a van in it, I don't see.
No, they were very. Everybody's always. We always leave. We even went to a car testing place called Myra.
Oh, they were very.
It's Should we go on? Should we own that now?
Well, I used to say it was me, but no buggers believe that's his.
It's Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, it's getting quite expensive.
No, wait, it's Buzz Aldrin.
Yes.
No, oh God, I've forgotten. Honestly, our producer's here, and he's the only man alive who knows, and I've just ruined his evening.
Yeah.
But he is here, and he does know. Yeah.
You're fired. Bugger it. It's a bloody good point.
I'm the only one who can read and add up.
That's actually a fair point.
No, the biggest problem with James is not that he doesn't know about cars, is that he knows everything about cars. And is prepared, if you ask him, to tell you everything.
All of it.
About cars.
For several days.
No, he is extremely boring on the matter. Anybody else? Hands? Oh, God, wouldn't we like to have Vicky? This was, you know, when Richard was in a coma, I was quite excited.
Yeah. Silly reason I came out of it.
Oh, dear, are you not well? Vicky, hi. Vicky's getting married. It's a disaster. Yeah, she's getting married to Phil. Thick Phil, one of our directors, is marrying Vicky, so that's the end of her. Which is a shame, because I'd heard she was a dyke, but there we are.
What cars did you all learn to drive in?
What I learnt to drive, what did you learn to drive in?
Is that working?
No, you've got, just tell me, I'll relay it to someone. It's another Gordon.
The Vauxhall Cavalier Mark 1, 1600L, no clock.
See, I told you, he can go on.
Mark II Vauxhall Astra Estate. Beige.
Bentley, Type R. No, it really was. No, that was my first car was a Ford Cortina 1600E, which was a bit of a come down from the Bentley, but